Hey, I'm Nick.
Mitch.
Connor.
And I'm Logan. And we just watched the Joystick Warriors video. I kind of just find the idea that video games are a problem to be ridiculous because they're a game. I'm sure if someone has the mental health issue, it might it might floor them because it might show them the lack of empathy that's required to pull something like this off. But other than that, the game doesn't represent or show how a high school student or anyone would obtain a weapon, because in most of the games the guns are given or they're easily accessible to the point where you just go to like a store and buy them. Like it's so much easier than real life seems, and it's kind of just a joke that they think that's related, in my opinion.
Yeah, like stemming off of that, like if you have a mental health issue, then it's kind of like if somebody with a mental health problem plays that kind of game, they're looking at that more if they want that kind of action, they want to pursue whatever's going on. But like that's not really realistic to anybody that plays the game itself.
I've played Call of Duty, Halo. I've played everything since I was probably too young, but I'm still okay. But
and they're fun. They're games.
They're games. They're an outlet. Yeah, you get a little annoyed, but it's just because you want to win. But I don't see it being an issue. Like I also play sports games. Doesn't mean I'm good at sports.
And it's more for triggering your competitive side than like the outraged, angry side. I mean, yeah, you get angry when you lose and stuff, and things happen, but it's not really meant for that type of.
Yeah. Well, there was
outlet.
that we saw in the video that the 5-year-old girl killed her 2-year-old sister. It's like with the .22 caliber rifle, and like that's a pretty low caliber, so like kids like can shoot that and not really feel anything, but like. The point is why, like, how were they so easily
why was a 5-year-old
get the .22 caliber rifle? I grew up hunting and shooting and all that kind of stuff, and my dad bought me my first shotgun at I was 11 years old, but I never was able to have the shotgun in my room until I was 16, 17. That's when my dad was like, all right, you can have this in your room. It should be taken away. It should always be locked in a safe. It's just.
There's a responsible age that comes with all of this.
I think that comes on the parents themselves, giving a 5-year-old a rifle.
Or access to a rifle.
Even me personally, I wouldn't give my 5-year-old even let him shoot him until he's a certain age. Yeah. But if you're like that, whatever. But your kid should definitely never have access to something like that, especially at a young age where they don't understand, they can't comprehend stuff like that. That's one of the things. I think that's one of the other things. With the rating of these games. Yeah. There's a certain rating for a reason, and a parent should monitor their kids and see what they're playing. Some of them are rated for T or rated for mature, and if you're a mature age, you understand the concept of the game and what's good and what's bad. Yeah. As maybe a 10-year-old playing Grand Theft Auto, you just think the stuff's funny, so that I could undersee that being an issue. But again, I think that's on the parents.
Not the video game.
And the other point that it was the opening quote was the guy had mentioned that the games made him more equipped for the shooting.
He practiced shooting.
Yeah,
77 people or something.
He killed 77, and that doesn't even make sense because the controller has no correlation to how you hold a gun, aim a gun, shoot a gun, load a gun, reload a gun.
A lot of guns have a lot of kickbacks. So
there was even a video. There was a video in there too. A little clip of it was a young kid shooting a hunting rifle, and the kickback was just too much. Yeah, it was too much for how young he was.
And I mean, I had a friend, we were growing up in high school, and he had a really young little brother, and his little brother used to play the same games as me and my friend did, and because the parents didn't really pay attention to him too much. And yeah, he was kind of mean, and he did some of the dumb stuff, but as he got older, he's turned out to be one of the nicest kids I've ever met. So it's, again, you mature and you learn about that stuff. Not every kid's gonna be a bad apple if they play these games young either.
Yeah, I think ultimately it comes down to definitely the parents and the child's state of mind, because when I was younger and I wanted Call of Duty, and I wanted my mom to buy it for me for Christmas, and she was like, oh, well, it's rated mature, and I was like, Mom, it's fine, it's okay. And I think, it comes down to the child's state of mind, who they are, and the parents. So
I think just to sum up, I think we all don't really agree with the video games being, I guess, a gateway to violence or whatever. But
yeah, it's just kind of a
I think
ridiculous idea.
I think there's just a couple, I guess, bad apples out there that take it.
I think it's the
too
people
seriously.
with the mental
yeah, every case is different.
And if you have different mental problems,
Yeah.
you should definitely not be seeing, I think, violent movies or violent video games in general.
Yeah,
But
Yeah.
definitely agree with that.
All right.
Thank you.
Go Birds.